Hey, meanwhile in Broomtown, I wanted to just go check on those lettuce plants that we started in the greenhouse the other day. They ought to have had time to show if they're going to germinate or not. So let's go take a look. All right, I did those in the hydroponics in the greenhouse. So let's see. I'll tell you the germination rate on this hydroponic stuff, it's amazing to me. I guess I should have cut those fans off, but I didn't. You can hear the ambient noise just like it always is. A lot of times when I make a video, I cut it off, but I didn't this time. So we planted 5, if I remember, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to count him. He may be a little bit behind. And that's 5. So, like I said, it's pretty incredible how that stuff germinates. Like I said, it's amazing how the germination rate is on this hydroponic stuff. It's neat. You know, a lot of our friends ask us when we left Atlanta, ask us a lot of things, but one of us is why, and there's a whole lot of reasons for that, and we won't go into all that. But the other was why Broomtown, and that's easy to answer. It's yeah, family, and been here forever, but just the beauty of this place. Let me turn this video around. Just the beauty of this place is the biggest reason. That's I've been checking plants, and specifically I've been checking those heirloom tomatoes in the greenhouse, and but I want you to see the view. This is my backyard. This is my backyard. Cindy and I, we built this patio, poured the concrete. And this is probably 7 years on the backyard now. Doesn't seem possible, but it is. And I guess this is the wrong time to shoot and all that kind of stuff. I'm not a photographer. But that's the backyard. This is really early April. The world's kind of turning green, and that's Dirt Cellar Mountain. And one of the things I think about is you're sitting right here, and I look out at this view. I look out at this view every day, and that mountain right there in particular. We'll put pictures. I don't know. Cindy's the one that does the production on these videos because I don't have the ability or the sense to do that. But in short, here's the view. In long, I want to talk about that particular ridge right there and how lucky I am to get to look at it every day. My great granddad, Noah Jack. I call him Noah NJ the first because there's been a lot of Noah Jacks since in our family, and he's the first one with that name. He was guarding prisoners working for the Central of Georgia Railroad in probably around 1890, probably a little earlier than that. It's probably the 1880s, but I know in 1890 he was on top of that ridge right there in particular. Um, they were digging coal out of the mountain, not coal, iron out of the mountain by hand, and they had a little incline that they would slide the coal down the mountain and load it on the train cars and take it to wherever they take coal, to the coal plants. I keep saying coal, and it's not coal. It's iron. There was iron ore, not coal, in that mountain, and they were taking the iron ore back to Lyerly, Georgia, probably to Somerville, and then on to Rome or Chattanooga, wherever they take raw materials. And he got a job as a young man. It's not long after the Civil War, and he got a job guarding the prison labor that was digging that iron out of the mountain. And supposedly, um, if your family's got any Irish in it at all, you know how they like to tell stories. And of all the stories, this one is the least made up. So I deem it to be the truth. And NJ1 was watching prisoners and I guess eating his lunch and looking out over the valley, the opposite view from here. And I got some pictures from the mountaintop back towards the house, and I need to include them in this video. I will. But supposedly, so the family lore goes, he was looking out there and said that's the most beautiful place he had ever seen, talking about Broomtown Valley. And someday he'd like to figure out how to be here. And the short of the story is he did figure it out. And he got here, moved his family here, 1890, 1891. They lived on the backside of that mountain right there where you can see that pasture. They had a little bitty house there, and they chose that spot because there was a spring there, so they had the water. And that's where today people would use the term homesteaded. It really was homesteading. They were at the mercy of the elements. So that's where they started. And when I say Meanwhile in Broomtown, we've been doing Meanwhile in Broomtown for 120, 30 years. And that's where it all began, at the top of that little crest right there. NJ1's guarding prisoners and trying to figure out how to make a life. And he chose this valley that we live in to do that. So that's off topic, and I didn't mean to get into all that, but that's a short history from Meanwhile in Broomtown, how we even got to Broomtown.
I know I said I was finished, but I wanted to show you real quick the view that Noah Jack was looking at when he decided to move to Broomtown. I was up there on top of the mountain not long ago and had a camera and took the picture of before we live in the valley. So this is the best I can tell. I was basically where he was, and this is a picture of what he saw. And just for fun, I included a picture of him, so you can see him and his view on a hydroponics video where I got completely off the topic. Appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Hey, thanks for watching, and if you would, take a second to hit the subscribe button for us. It helps us a lot. I appreciate it.